Welcome to the Wild West. My name's Tracy. Thank you for watching and tuning in. I watched YouTube for years before I decided to start getting in front of the camera. I would watch people over and over and over, and they became my favorite channel to watch, but I would never comment, I would never like, and sometimes I wouldn't even subscribe. I would just know how to find them and I would click on them and I would watch it. But I just want to let you know that it really helps us creators out when you do subscribe and when you do leave a comment, and especially if you hit that like button. It just really helps out. And I just wanted to make that known to you in case you didn't know, because I never knew when I was a viewer. If you're wondering, and maybe not, why my nails are black and red, I have a reason for it. We had an unexpected invitation to do something super out of our box, adventurous to us. I want to talk about the two people that we went with that we are new friends with. RJ was a server at the local cafe in the town I grew up in. While she was serving there, she met lots of regulars and cultivated relationships with them. And this particular mother and daughter duo, she really, really connected with. And basically would come home, every time they would come in, she would come home, she'd be lit up with, radiant light and saying to me how awesome Barbara is, how awesome her mom Sharon is, and how she wants to be like Barbara when she grows up. So that is such a big compliment to Barbara. Barbara and I are the same age. And I think it's amazing that our daughter can find a friend other than her mother that is my age to talk about life with and to receive someone else's wisdom. And that's super cool and really important. She wanted me to meet them too because they were so special to her. She wanted me to also meet them. So we arranged our first meeting to have tea. We got the best place to sit in the whole entire drip, little couch with chairs. And we sat there and we got to know Barbara and Sharon and just talked about just like, I don't even know, all different things. But before we knew it, 3 hours had gone by. And we're like, what the world? These are our kind of people. Fast forward, Barbara texted myself and RJ and said they had 2 extra tickets. The event was called My Bloody Valentine. That's all I knew. It was like tea and My Bloody Valentine. Yes, let's do this. This sounds very exciting. Here's how the adventure begins. We drive to the destination and we're always punctual. RJ and I are punctual beings, like just who we are. And so that being said, we pulled up, found our parking spot on the street. Good morning. It's Sunday and we have been invited to a tea, My Bloody Valentine. Barbara and Sharon invited us. We feel so lucky and so privileged and so honored. We got out of the car and we began to walk towards this beautiful Victorian house that was sort of like in the middle of apartment buildings and modern situations. And it was just really stood out like a radiant beam because it was like on its own in this corner intersection. And we approached it and I was already in awe of just what I saw, the way the porch was decorated all Valentine-y, and their carriage in the front yard and the fountain. And then one of the hosts came out, Dan, and he was so dapper in his velvet maroonish red suit, and he greeted us so kindly. And we were like, well, we were the first ones there and we were supposed to meet people that perhaps had our tickets. We weren't even sure. He was so kind to us and he's kind of directed us around, and he said, if you need to use the restroom, you can go in the carriage house and use the restroom. So of course we had to use the restroom, and we went up to the carriage house and we're like, wow, this is amazing. It was so beautiful. It was like the velvety couches, the dark blue. It was a super moody, cool experience up there. And I thought, man, the owners of this house just have to be super cool and groovy because this room alone is amazing. Then we came down and people started to trickle in, and we were meeting new people, and most people were dressed in red and black and really dressed for the occasion. And we were having our mimosas in the garden and laughing and talking and just enjoying our time before we were going to let in for the tour. And when we were finally all gathered and it was time for the tour, the lady of the house came out and she greeted us so kindly. And we started in the basement and we went down to the basement. It was super dark and cold. What is going on down here? I didn't know what to expect. I went into this very blindly, like I didn't even know what this was about. Evidently, the house is haunted. So we talked about that for a little bit. This is the crazy part. This is the really crazy part. I was the first person that she wanted to bring a spirit forward. I don't even know how to feel about this, but evidently it was my great grandma Leona. And because we know this because she was from Oklahoma, that is what the lady of the house, Diane, said. It just led to all places being my great grandma, which was very... My heart was beating fast. It felt really strange. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, that happened. And it was pretty like nothing I've ever experienced. And then after the basement, we came in and we had our non-alcoholic shots with grenadine, literal grenadine shots.
I'm doing something wrong.
You stop.
Yeah,
You look
no,
amazing.
Oh my God, no, thank you, but
Stop
no.
it.
Okay.
I was like, I always do that.
Don't worry. Just take it and just exactly. Okay. What else? Okay. I don't even know. Okay. Oh, to defining love your way. Very important. Your way. Okay. All right. Cheers. Look each other in the eye or die. In the eyes. And the eyes. And the eyes.
Cheers.
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 Tracy, number one. And the eyes. And the eyes. And the eyes. And the eyes. Cheers.
Like, how far are we going?
Cheers.
All the way.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And then you're gonna stir it.
Oh, whoa.
In what I will call like sort of like a breakfast nook area. And we cozied into the breakfast nook and we all talked about how we met our partners in life, or some of us that don't have partners talked about how we love ourselves and our lives, how they are. And we just kind of discussed love in the way that we know it, and that's special in particular to each person individually. So we shared our stories, we laughed a lot. Then we entered into the kitchen where we made little, we just talked about what we wanted for our futures, and there was little spices that represent like calm and strength and what have you. And we put them in our little heart tins and we set our intentions for the year. And then went into the what do you call it? Foyer, the, when you first walk into a house, the greeting area, the beautiful staircase and all the portraits on the wall. And, the lady of the house spoke on that. And then we entered into the beautiful living room where the living live. And we watched a video about Valentine's and how it came about, and just talked about the house and the little boots on the wall. And then it was time for the tea. And we entered the beautiful dining area, and we all just had our special teacups, and we all had our special little messages inside the teacups. Mine said, maybe manic. She said the teacups choose us. I do get a lot done when I'm manic. I do, I have to say. That's when I'm the most creative. We chatted, she told stories, ghost stories. We had our little tea sandwiches and our oatmeal with apples, and we had our tea, hot tea, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. And we just had a beautiful, lovely day at the Haunted Victorian house in Santa Ana, and it was just an experience I'll never forget. I am so happy that we said yes. Sometimes when you're scared and you're nervous, it's a good idea to just try. And speaking of the try word, it is RJ's word of the year. And it's really put a lot of action and wind beneath her wings, because she will try new things that she's never tried, whether it be food or this experience or meeting someone new. Try almost is like saying yes. It's very similar. And I'm so proud of her for picking such a powerful word this year. And it's kind of rubbed off on me because we often are partners in crime. And it was just a fun, lovely day. And I'm so thankful. My heart is so full of joy. I fit in there, even though I am, like a happy-go-lucky. I think everyone has a little dark side, though, definitely. And I know my art sometimes used to be dark in the younger years, and my words and writings can sometimes be dark. So I can relate sometimes to the dark side, even though you see us shining more. I don't know how you perceive me, honestly, I don't. But most people I know perceive me as a very positive energy, a happy person, a positive, uplifting person, which you can still like the dark side and be like that, I'm pretty sure. And when I say dark side, I just mean things that are just a little bit not, I don't know how to explain it. Just more spooky, I'll say, a little more spooky. Okay, I think that's it. And until next time, peace, love, and keep going.